blastmusic247.com. We're changing the industry one artist at a time.
Hello, hello, hello. I like that music. It's really cute to me. Okay. Hi, I am Melikia K, Courtney. Welcome to SXP MetaMorphosis 365. This is your growth podcast. Here you're going to get that growth and you're going to get some mischief occasionally. We start off like we always do with gratitude. So thank you out the gate to Sunshine Cromwell, who hosts Shine Vibrations on Friday at 7 p.m. If you have not had a chance to enjoy her, please do. She's amazing. So today we're continuing some of the mischief that we kicked off last week. Oh, I do want to share this as I generally do. Let me share this now too. If you have not followed this YouTube channel, please do that. Melikia K Courtney. Additionally, I'd like for you to also follow Blast Music 247, who I would like to show some gratitude for as well, because this is where the podcast home kicked off. Like this is they got my yes when I did 3 years of dodging. Amazing. How about that? Okay, so let me share this because I'd like you to follow them too. And you definitely want to do this for two reasons. One, you have the opportunity to go and be a fan. So blastmusic247.com, you go there, right? QR code takes you there. You register as a fan. That way you get to enjoy all of the wonderful things that happen there and the music that comes in, all that great stuff, right? And then two, if you are an artist, you also register and you put your music there so that it's more exposed on podcasts, on the magazine, on many ways just to be out there and establish yourself as the great artist that you are. So those are two reasons. Pop in and do that. Let's see. That's gone. Okay. That was new. There's some newsness going on. Hey, y'all. Okay. So last week we talked about libations and liberation. That was titled last week, Tuesday. If you did not catch that episode, I encourage you to do that. So this is the second thought on what we began last week. It came to me that oftentimes folks would like to participate in their own rescue, but they do not have the tools. And specifically, we spoke about things that are happening in the U.S. today, years old, with the rise of ignorance, hatred, insanely illegal acts that are being sanctioned as lawful by a government who is existing in unlawful behavior, who have not upheld the Constitution they promised to uphold, and otherwise, or the people they promised to protect and represent. Just not happening. Not all of them, but the majority of them. And I will say the R word, Republicans are showing their absolute booty cheeks. Their pink cheeks are out and waving in the wind. And they're asking everybody to kiss it. But no. So for those who would like to participate in their own rescue, what can you do? I had a conversation. This was, I want to say 2 months ago. And in that conversation, it was a great back and forth. And the question was posed, okay, well, the comment was made, and if you met me, you met me. But the comment that was made was like, I would love to organize and do something about what's going on. Well, by one person saying that in my presence, I'm like, okay, what can the regular American average person do? Now, yes, we have talked about opening your mouth. That is probably the simplest form of action, bringing awareness, offering some civil disobedience and resistance to the foolery. And I do believe the word we created last week was tartary that's going on. So, we take a deep breath and let it be, okay, and then get ready. So with getting ready in mind, and you will decide where you fit in, if you fit in on that window or spectrum anyway, this is a way to grow so that if you find yourself like many Americans, American born, naturalized citizens, the whole none of this, if you find yourself feeling helpless, afraid, unable to take an action, and you need but an instruction, you need a how to, so to speak, I'm going to offer you that. Now, here's the crazy part. I was being a 2-year-old. I'm all for 2-year-old behavior sometimes, 3-year-old, 5-year-old get. And I was like, I wonder what ChatGPT would say about this particular thing. Y'all, I sure did. Click, click, clickety. I asked specific questions, put in my thoughts and details, of course. Got to organize that. But the kickback was glorious. So today I am going to share that list that it kicked back. Cause I was like, and it was so fast. It was so fast. I was like, okay, this is head spinning and quick. Now, I think I'm gonna be showing two things. I can't remember which one I pull up, but I have my notes on the side. So it's either it'll be part from that, and then it'll be part from something else that I be click about. All right, so you'll get that blended information, and you choose where or if it fits for you, and how you're gonna put it to use. So I see comments popping. One moment, please. Hey, Bernie, what's going on? Hey, Bernie, how are you? Hola, hola. And I put those there so when I go back and watch the episodes, I can just enjoy the comments and not miss out. Cute. All right. So to the notes we go. And there was so much, like literally, there's so much I want to share, but I want to make sure I get this to you. And then we're going to go back into the many, many thoughts that have been keeping me company. How to organize a civil protest. So some folks are interested in civilly protesting. Some are interested in flat out rallies or marches. These are ways that you can get involved and participate because like we shared last week, this is that time. It's no longer time for you to sit on the sidelines or to sit in fear or sit in inactivity. It is time for we the people to take action. Civil action, safe action, but action nonetheless. Okay, good. And I emphasize the safe and legal. Definitely add that in safe legal action so that you protect yourself and your freedoms and your safety. Okay. If you choose Mission Impossible Thoughts, if you so choose to accept this mission, it's important to clarify your purpose. What is the point of you wanting to do this? What is your heart behind it? What is your goal? Is it that you'd simply like to grab a microphone, get in front of some folks, and share your wisdom, knowledge, understanding, or opinion? All of that. Is that where you are? Is it that you like to get your community together and gathered Okay, so I guess what I was saying may have been offensive to powers that be. That's wild. Okay, let me first make sure that I'm back and I'm heard. Folks watching, send me a message. Let me know if you can hear. I said the cat so we can continue. Because I'll make sure this message is cleared. Pop in here and send that message. Can you hear me? Can you hear? Okay, old song, old, old times. Okay. I don't see you. You're frozen. Good evening. Okay. Well, I can see me. I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope that I am being seen and I am being heard. And we're gonna keep it moving. All right, back to it. Fingers crossed. So, if you're gonna organize civil protests, civil rallies, civil marches, you want to. Okay, I am back. Cool. If you are going to do that, then you truly need to be clear. Be clear on what it is that you're bringing to the microphone or to your public, to your audience, and or to the public and people, period. Okay, be clear so that when you are communicating, what you intend to communicate is communicated. All right, know what it is that you want. What is the issue? Define that issue before you go trying to take it to anybody else. Define the issue. What is the issue that you have? Like I was sharing, I have an issue with how women are being treated. I have an issue with not having body autonomy. I have an issue with the mother whose body they kept supported by devices to enable a baby to grow in hopes that it would be viable, survived, and birthed. And that's insane. With her child, her existing baby, at the side watching a lifeless body, the shell of his mother. That is inhumane. I believe she was 9 weeks pregnant. They try to make it like she wasn't. They try to make it like she's about 9 weeks pregnant. So the government should not have a power to torture, to handle people so inhumanely, and to be so dismissive about women's bodies. And the men without a vagina in sight need to sit down and shut the hell up somewhere when it comes to a woman's body and her choices. Okay, great. So see what I'm saying? That's my clearly defined point. That's the issue that I will be addressing with these beautiful women. All right. You want to make sure you have a clear, specific cause or an issue you want to raise awareness about or demand action for. And that's where I'm at. I'm at the point where we have awareness, yes, but that needs to be heightened. And then beyond that, we need to be demanding action because folks is too comfortable with the dirt that they're doing, and we want to help them be uncomfortable in their dirt. All right. So make sure you have a clear, specific cause or issue that you want to raise awareness about or demand action for. You want to set clear goals. How do you know if you're reaching the goals that you're shooting for, or if you're hitting the mark, if you're making your point, if it's landing, if you're effective, if your demands are being met? Get the picture? Okay, great. Set clear goals. Know exactly what you want to achieve, whether it's a policy change, gang, public awareness, or a specific action from folks who sit in the seats of authority. Set a measurable goal. None of that pie in the sky stuff. You want some numbers, facts, figures, people on deck, eyes right there with you, locked arms in step with what you are out to accomplish. And in order to help the group get on board, you need to know what you're out to accomplish. 2, plenty of details. I love my emeraldy people who love every bit and second of a detail, can tell you, okay, for 5 minutes, we're going to do this. For the next 5 minutes, we're going to do that. Or we're going to start at 7 a.m. This is registration. This is a table. This is who handles A through B. This is who handles blah, 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 how they break it down. This is who handles the t-shirts. This is who handles the signage. This is who handles all of the permits that you must get in order to gather. Okay, there is much that goes into it, but I promise you, it's simple. It is not hard. It is not easy, but it is doable. All right. Plenty of details. Where is this going to happen? What's the location? Is your location in front of your computer, camera, phone? Is like a location downtown in the square? Is a location off in the suburbs? Is a location at the mall? What is the location? How large is it? Where What's the accommodation needed for the amount of people you intend to summon? Okay. Choose a location that is accessible and relevant to your cause. It is wonderful. You see how many protests are happening around government buildings. We talked about the public square. And pick a time that maximizes participation of all involved. You want to make sure that you are not doing it on Christmas, that you're not doing it. I mean, like, be logical, be reasonable. Now, here's the thing, what I will say, and I'll say this even right now, we're in July, and the Christmas and July sales will pop off. I definitely am asking folks to not participate. We know our government moves by the coin, and that's a conversation that they can understand when they're not listening to anything else. Hold your coins. Hold your coins. Use your coins with businesses and business owners who have your best interest in mind. Go hunting and find out those lovely spots that are being protested or boycotted. Participate as it moves with you. We'll leave that there. If it's a march or a march and a rally, plan a route. So freaking true, so important. Ensure safety for yourself and for anybody you want to participate with you. Like, think ahead. Don't do it willy-nilly. Don't do it half-assed. Do not run off and, oh, this is the idea, let's drop it, unless you got it like that. If you got it like that you can just push a button, email your list, and people are pulling up, okay, cool, knock yourself out. If you have it in place like that, still consider the people who will move for you because you asked them to, and keep them safe, please. How long is it going to be? If you're going to have a nice lengthy, so, and being someone who has planned events, and oh my God, listen, if you're going to be holding folks hostage, i.e., if you are expecting someone to participate with you for more than 2 hours, can you make sure they have water? At least water. Can you make sure they have a little snack? You don't want people getting loopy and light or tight. Them hangry folks, they hit different and they act different. So be mindful of the time. If you're going to do a 3 hour, if you're going to do a 4 hour event, a 5 hour, keep those minute details in mind, because I get it. You have a bigger picture. You got a goal in mind. You are out to get something accomplished. At the same time, most likely, most people are not out to get it accomplished by themselves. And what does that mean? It means that you're responsible for the people that you're asking to come and be a part of what you're doing. You're responsible, okay? So keep it in mind. All right, let's keep it moving, because I'm going to get through these and then get to a few more thoughts. We talked about the time and location. I mentioned the permits earlier. I had got to drop a story real quick. So this one time at band camp, I was taking care. I'm like, okay, when I say their name, I was handling a arts and craft fair. Okay, and it was handed to me as a parent. It's a parent thing. Okay, and it's a big one. So I had about 103 vendors, and there was a lot to do. The folks who had held or facilitated the event years prior, they were pink people or Indian folk, okay? And they had a crew and team present. When these Black hands got a hold of that event, I would like for you to know that the support that was supposed to have been present was not. The things that needed to be taken care of, i.e. permits, and that's the whole point of sharing this story. The very last day, I got hit with a notice, real strategic, like real smooth, that if I didn't have this particular permit in place, the whole thing, I mean, months of work and planning and distancing, social distancing was still in. Oh my God. When I tell you, I was livid. I hit the phone on blitz mode. Called my partner and was like, these and they knew and they pulled it. But by the grace of God, I was able to get that, and it was instructions. So I'm blitzing on the phone, and my partner was like, hey, listen, calm down. This is what you need to do. I'm like, oh, Okay, fine. And I did, and by the grace of God, this beautiful human worked with me, and I got it done in that day. All right, unheard of. All right. So my point to you is don't put yourself in a position. Research all of it. Do not rely or depend on anyone else to know every facet of what you're out to accomplish and what's needed. You go hunting and you find out all those facets. You define all that good stuff. You understand all of the permits. You make those connections and have those conversations with your local law enforcement, with any government officials that need to be involved to make sure, once again, that you are safe, that you are existing within the law, that you are not about to cause no potentially life-damaging harm. Okay, got it. E. So apply for your permits well in advance, and that way you don't have to deal with what I had to deal with. All right, know your rights. It is important. I really think that's really the primary place to start. Know your rights. Know what you're getting into. Know what the potential outcomes are. Look at every scenario possible. You want to move for the best, you plan for the best, and you're in an effort to execute the best scenario possible. And sometimes the best laid plans go up in flames. So you even want to have a contingency plan for that. When you are dealing with protests, rallies, marches, all of that, but okay. I think we're on 4. Let's go to 4. And I think I've harped on this, but we'll harp on it again because safety is important. Plan for safety. Ensure the protest is peaceful. You want to talk to the folks who are going to be there, and you want to make sure that you get your violin out and you strike that bow and you sing that song. Safety, 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 safety. Peaceful. Peaceful protest. You don't want to have anything escalate into violence. That is the point. Non-violent. You don't want to deal with some of the stuff that I've seen. You can't erase that. All right. So stay focused. You want to have a designated, and I like the volunteer, so I won't tell you all the business. However, there were particular things I used to do, and I would have specific people assigned as authority, security, to make sure that crazy didn't go crazy. It didn't get too crazy or too far out of hand. All right. So keep that in mind. Spread the word. What's the point of doing it if you're not sharing it? What are you doing? Are you going to sit there literally? I love how this says, like, you're going to take your light and hide it under the bed, hide it under the bushel. You're not going to do that. If you're going to work to bring awareness or an impact and make a difference, then of course you're going to need to spread the word. We have it so simple today. Like, I can only imagine if Malcolm X or Dr. Martin Luther King or I don't know, any of the precedings had Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or StreamYard or whatever, to get their messages out. What kind of a different world we would really be living in right now if that impact was available. So hit your social media platforms, hit your content creators, hit your news outlets, hit your neighbors, your friends, your family who are willing. And this is not don't strong arm anybody into doing this with you. You want only the willing. You want those who believe in your cause, your idea, your effort to be on that front line participating with you. All right. And standing behind you. And that's a safety measure. Know who you're working with, know who's around you. Flyers, posters, radio, your PR packs, your sign up sites and pages, there was a lot. You want to do your tours to get the information out. There's much you can do. That's what I'm saying here. There's so much that you can do to help bring awareness to what you are out to accomplish. All right. So this conversation is just to stir your mind, and to help you understand that you do not have to live afraid. You do not have to take it because it's being handed to you. You don't have to agree, succumb, bend to charcuterie. You don't. Okay. Back to this. Flyers and posters. You want to distribute those flyers and posters in key areas to reach that broader audience. So what does that mean? Like I mentioned earlier, you're collaborating. And, oh, this I thought was really cool. The organizations you want to partner with advocacy groups or influencers who support your cause to gain more visibility. But what came to mind was like your Rotary groups, your commerce, your representatives, your libraries, like just in thinking through who would be wonderful to partner with and collab with on something like this, who believes in what you believe in, who supports what you're supporting, who needs the solution just like you do. That is how you balance the thought. Prepare for your day. So if it is that you're going to have a march or rally or something to the tune of that, we got folks coming to join you. It's a lot of prep into it. Again, it's not hard. It ain't easy. It's just simple. Materials and signs, banners that clearly state the cause, or in my case, the demands. You want to have that very, very clear. You want to make sure you have media coverage for that day. So if it is a specific day, a specific march, a specific rally, and you want folks to come together and you'd like that awareness to pop, you really want to make sure you got your media outlets involved. And that's not just your CAM folks, that's your print folks. So keep that in mind. During your event, protest, rally, efforts, stay peaceful, stay respectful. I would like for you to remember the things that you say. A lot of this stuff is going to be on camera. Things that you say, okay? Be mindful. Especially as someone who is putting it together or is leading it, you set the tone for what's about to occur. So make sure that you're peaceful and respectful, and that when you invite folks, you invite them to come be peaceful and respectful. And say, yeah. Ensure the participants know, nonviolent, respectful, peaceful. Demands and messaging. You want to make sure that the key message is clear. And you can use speeches, chants, visuals. You want to engage a crowd and have them have fun with you. It can be an enjoyable time. Yes, it is a stressful cause. A lot of the times there's angst and there's stress wrapped around it, and it is a must. There's pressure being added, but that does not mean you have to add hate. It does not mean you have to add rage. It doesn't have to be that way. So keep them emotions in check while you handle your business. Post up so your after event, you want to follow up for real. After the protest, you continue advocating for your cause. It does not end when your event ends. You want to go and say thank you to everybody that participated. You want to keep the petitions going, keep the meetings going, keep the conversation going. Let that momentum move. Maybe you want to raise funds to support said mission event actions in the future, or raise funds to support people that have been affected by it. Okay. So I'm seeing the messages. So I did just read the messages and catch up, and hopefully it's recorded. We'll see what happens after the fact. But thank you for letting me know. Okay. So that is pretty much the quick capture for how to organize a civil protest, how to organize a safe, non-violent civil protest. Let's move back. All right, so we made it to that. I'll get to my thoughts in a second because we're already at the 29 mark, and I'd like to go ahead and do the station announcements and all that good stuff. And you know what? Make it quick. So things are looking different because I was moving screen. I think it's been an update. That's probably what it is. I'm like, this looks really different to me. But we're going to deal with that too. Let's get some music. So remember earlier when I said go and register at Blast Music 247 as an artist, and you can have your music shared. Well, allow me to go ahead and share some.
Okay, girl, get it together. I'ma stand by your side. If it's trouble, I'ma ride. Gotta do it for the culture. Unity should coincide. Gotta do it for the culture. I'ma stand by your side. Gotta do it for the culture.
Who's a Jew and who's not? That seems to be the new topic. But I'd rather talk about who profits from violence on them singles you copping. Man-made holidays commonly deceive you in shopping. We in such pain, we seek out naproxen. Try to switch to PEA and doctors treat it like it's treason to stop it. Big Pharma feeling the karma, it's the season of logic. And we waking up, clean the house, mentally steaming the carpet. This the reconstruction era, breathing the carcass. Read me the charges, Kyrie retweets an image and they're seizing his dollars. Stephen A says I'm loving this, and he even hollers restrict or punishment. Oh, and Shaq, he's an accomplice, saying Kyrie should be suspended. Me being honest, media egregiously takes brothers, even hermanas, and pins them up against one another to feed the piranhas. I mean that Kyrie stormed the Capitol with thieves and Obamas. I'm watching all this happen at the crib in my pajamas like
I'ma stand by your side. If it's trouble, I'ma ride. Gotta do it for the culture. Unity should coincide. Gotta do it for the culture. I'ma stand by your side. Gotta do it for the culture.
Can I trouble you for a moment in time for us to huddle to? My people been through more ups and downs than the letter W. God, your people fell out of touch. We scared to summon you. We worship false idols that encourage us to be drug induced. The truth is hard to rebuttal, yay, so they muzzle you. Call you an unsolvable puzzle and they unpublish you. Try to make you earn approval with hurdles you jump into. But wait, make your decision like turtles, cause they can tug at you. But they know who you are, it's a power struggle and suppers do. Reclaim your seat at the table, pour you a cup or two. Take the largest portion of justice because they hunting you. Don't forget to finish that spinach dish in the supper stew. Leave the humble pie for the shot with the hitting colors too. Once you discover self with compass, you'll notice something new. They don't want you smarter cause all of it's meant to comfort you and keep you running in a virtual bubble that's puncture proof.
I'ma stand by your side. If it's trouble, I'ma ride. Gotta do it for the culture. Unity should coincide. Gotta do it for the culture. I'ma stand by your side. Gotta do it for the culture.
Dear LeBron, some say you the GOAT. I think that label's a joke for any human, cause every human's the greatest that's woke. So I'm confused by the words that you chose to use in your quote. You don't respect it, Brian, who you protecting? To not support the truth that your brother spoke is pathetic. I guess stealing people's identities copacetic. You act as if Kyrie is a random user on Reddit that posted a random documentary to say he said it. But when it contrary, he's been mostly prophetic. Especially with that jab that you took, do you regret it? You know how many adverse reactions needed a medic? Your boy Kyrie's with the ancestors comedic. They burned our temples, took our Prius paper to shred it. And you ain't say a word when they called him anti-Semitic. Brown with everything else, you're so versatile and eclectic. John Sally stood up for Kai, your boy Shay Shay ain't expected, but
I'ma stand by your side. If it's trouble, I'ma ride. Gotta do it for the culture. Unity should coincide. Gotta do it for the culture. I'ma stand by your side. Gotta do it for the culture.
Hola, hola, hola. Okay, so that is Yamasani, Do It For The Culture, and it's featuring C. Rich, with a beautiful voice. So just like that artist, you have the ability to have your wonderful music played during a podcast that runs with Blast Music 247. Family. Okay, so that being that, I'm going to satisfy the writer real quick, and then we're going to get back to the conversation.
He loved her while grabbing her body to pull her into loving arms. He loves her while grabbing the headboard. He loved her while choking her gently till the lights went out. No words, no doubt of passive insensitivities. Loved her safest in his mind when she was on her knees or him flat on his back, staring dreamily into eyes. Got the feeling that she danced lively in a world full of danger. Stranger, the happenings, the more captivating. His thick hair and comely bulges caused her budget to decrease. Steadily efforts paid to please him, paycheck his being back together. Prayer, positive words, and whatever alabaster box that bastarded-hearted curmudgeon called for or demanded. Silently bewitching pulls. Wormholes she laced her tongue through. Unknown galaxies awaited. Worm on the hook, she baited him with clarity. Oceanic love, skydiving insanity. Plunge into her need. His strong arms kept her as she bleed to death. Without him, there's no man left on earth. Amazonian crown, king, queen, royalty, she bowed her head. Crowns rolling off down Brown's legs like meatballs from atop spaghetti. Heavy is the crown. Water, I'm so thirsty now. Help me, she tried to scream out. Only thing is, that's exactly what he was doing. Healing her from life. Bewildered, suffocating all the knots is not what you think. He only sought to return her life to ink. Rewrite. And maybe next time she'd get it right. Or perhaps not. In body and out, they've been each other's operator. I need a way out for one another. Not just acquainted breaths, but been friend, mother, sister, lover, wife. Elemental air, broken bread, saline, love of my life. Catalyst, antagonist, and prime. Singuloid, that one line. Yeah, this time, she loved him without grip. She loved him as the stingers pierced daily in and out of her. Allergy, world blurry, and she couldn't see. She loved him through hot to cold, black mold, sweaty walls. Tongue to left and to right, mirrors to souls of soul, dangling disco balls of flashes. Lifetimes hanging walls of memories. Did I find him? Or did he find me? Conspiracy. Focus synchronicities to ensure love was rubbed like that wood stump of a famous tree. It's showtime. Legs already broken, so she can't stand. He's already guilty by the placement of his hands, fingerprinted, reminders all over her body, toes to thumb. She inhaled her last breath. Tears rolling down, and he comes. Pleasure, pure agony. He rapid to enter, 3 strokes and he's centered. She's gone from this realm, and he's going with her.
Gang. Oh, you're not entertained. Okay. So, having the writer satisfied, let me share this. This Saturday, July 12th at 1:30. Yes, there was a time change. They pushed it up from 2 to 3 hours. It's going to be from the 1:30. Yep, from 1:30 to 2 block. There's poetry at the Soul Food R&B Seafood Festival. Probably killing that. I'm going to have to bring up the flyer in a minute, but that is where I will be. It's in Manatee County, Florida. So if you know about the Seafood R&B Soul Food Festival, it goes down, it's a lot of words, right? That happens over there. Catch up. Come pull up for all of it. I mean, apparently it's going to be some great food. A buttload of people. It is the 15th year of this event. I'm honored to have been invited to come participate. And yep. Come through. I will be sailing that flyer up. I'll put it on my Instagram, which is malikia.ladymolotov, which is spelled MOLOTAV. So it'll be on Instagram. And then I'll also put it on my Facebook. Melikia K. Courtney. I will also seal it up right here on YouTube. So please do connect. I will look forward to seeing you. Come say hello. I'd love to meet you. All right, back to the hustle while we have time. Okay, so we had a conversation. I shared with you kind of a little bit of a how-to to stir your mind and get you in the midst of thinking. What is it you can do to not sit and be victim to, or not sit and feel like you're stuck in a particular square, right? I can't do this. I can't do that. There's no can't attached to you. There's something that you can do. It is a matter of defining what that is for yourself. What can you do? All right. And I've offered you, I think it was about 8 or so steps of stirring your mind and stirring your heart to movement, to action, to thinking through who you would have standing beside you, who's interested in the same thing that you're interested in, that same cause, that same effect, that same impact, stirring that. And it let me, the beginning of the thought was, how are you? Like, how are you doing dealing with all of what's happening? Because it can be very overwhelming. At this point, we are dealing with the flash floods. There are people who have died because of it, and folks still being searched for. That's heart-wrenching and wrecking. There are so many points of need when it comes to addressing food, needs, addressing education, again, needs. There are so many things that were in place that by the stroke of a pen from an evil heart and hand, now they're up for a discussion, debate, and figuring it out. My shirt comes to mind, my fifth toe shirt, and those who know. So it is that point where we are refiguring out the very floor that we stood on. So we knew it existed, we knew it worked, and faulty as it was working. Okay, so how are you? How is your heart? Are you feeling empowered? Are you feeling hopeful? Because that is a very sad and scary place to be when folks get to the point where they don't feel any hope at all. I'd not like that to be your story, and that is why we had this conversation today. This is an empowerment conversation. This is a growth conversation. You can put, if not all of what I shared, at least some of it to work and give yourself that grace and that satisfaction of knowing that you did not go quietly into the good night, that you did not stand hiding, stick your head in the sand, thumb up the butt, pretend like it wasn't going on, when you are being impacted daily. And there's some who are way more impacted than others, but there is no one that is not touched by the current situation that's going on here. I'm speaking about the Americans. Not one of the Americans are untouched by this. And even if it isn't clear how they're being touched right now, that clarity will come. All right, so where are you on that sliding scale of feeling empowered, feeling strong enough to take action, having a clarity on what it is that you intend to do, say, be with what's happening? I do understand there's some folks who have that mindset of, I'm sitting this one out, bro. Let's over here in the corner and let that happen over there, let it occur. And trust and believe. I get it. Especially if you're rocking this. I get it. Same time, we're at that point where everybody needs to be up and taking some form of mindful action that will keep you safe, that is nonviolent, that is legal. Got it? I'm going to say that because that needs to be said, sadly. All right. Came to me earlier, Michelle Obama's book, The Light We Carry. I was thinking about just life, right? I was thinking about what our ancestors went through and overcame, like the fight, the everyday fight to live, to want to live. Do you get that? The fight to want to live. Because who would want to wake up to be someone's slave, to be someone's property, to wash someone else's children's clothes and body and educate them and provide for them and be denied to offer that same care to children they birthed? Who would want to be disrespected, called out of their names, killed, stolen, murdered, raped, removed, sold, used, abused to death? Who would want to wake up daily and live that life? Yet and still, our people did, or we would not be here today. Yet and still, they found their fight and eventually gained freedom. The freedoms that we enjoy today, years old, that are magically being erased or challenged by evil people and their evil ways and their hate and foolery, it will not come to fruition. It's going to fall down. It will perish. It will burn. It will be ashes. And they will have to deal with all the karma they created for themselves. They're reaping what they sow part. All that will come, yes. At the same time, what an honor to be in this skin. What an honor to know who we come from. And I really thank Michelle Obama for that book. It is a beautiful book. I listened to it audio a long while back, and it hit me again today just to go back and listen through that book and be reminded of the light we carry, be reminded of the strength that we have within us, what we stand on. We stand on business and nothing else. We are creative people of nothing else. We are loving people of nothing else. And even in the face of stupidity and hatred, racism and ignorance, murder, vile treatment, denials and oppression, we have still managed to reflect God. How is that? We call people. So, and I understand that there are other folks who listen who are not in this skin. You can agree or disagree, you can undo me. I'm talking to who I'm talking to right now. So I'm encouraged that this too shall pass. That's what my grandma used to say, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. And it is still for us to be responsible in our handling, for us to be mindful in our approach and what it is we are out to achieve. It is for us to be educated on the issues and to step in and impact as we can. I think it is incredibly strange that many people refuse to hold and know truth. I was sharing in a conversation earlier. If people are ignorant today, it is because they choose to be. If you are ignorant of the issues, the main pressing issues, if you are ignorant of that today, it's because you choose to. If you are blind to the need of children, eating food, living indoors, having what they need, it is by choice. If you are blind to the fact that racism, classism, all the ugly isms are fully in effect and they're strategically placed and that they're systematically deployed, employed, enforced. If you are blind to those facts, it is because you have chosen to be, because we got truth all over the place. You can literally hop off on some serious studies, not just a quick Google, but yes, a quick Google will help you with some of the things as well. But we have too much information available to us today to sit and pretend like we don't know. But folks running around saying how they love Christ and how they're Christians and such like this. It behooves you to put your money where your mouth is and put your hands and your heart and your feet to work, because the Bible that I read, it specifically spoke about the widow, the orphan, the stranger, the alien, and the care and the love that was supposed to be given, provided, shared with those people. And if you are standing in opposition to that because of the color of their skin, you are a fool and a liar, and the truth ain't in you. See what I'm saying? So these are things to address. And I truly believe in the public gathering. I truly believe in the rallies and the marches and the protests and the boycotts and the organizing and the people, because we, the people, we move the needle. When we collectively sit back and let others handle it, we get what we get. And that's what we got going on today. So now it is time for all those vacationing we the people to get off of vacation, get off your vacation couch, get off of your distraction couch, get off of your I'm not involved soapbox, and get your tail, get get to doing what's necessary. What is necessary, because this does impact you, affect your family members, friends, their family, economically, emotionally, spiritually, socially, all the above. We're not disconnected from one another. Literally, we're not. So please do not buy into the lie that we are. All right. So those are kind of the things that I really wanted to share tonight. I wanted to make sure that I shared the how-tos if you so choose to get involved that way. And I will emphasize this in the manner that I am sitting in front of the camera, going live through YouTube, sharing this message with you from SXP MetaMorphosis 365 Growth Podcast. I am making a difference. I am raising awareness. Do you see what I'm saying? If it's something as simple as that, you doing that, do it. Do it. If you have the means and resources to do more, then do it. Do more. And while we're talking about that, here's something very important. I do want you to make sure you're focusing on your self-care. All this other stuff that's going on, it can be very stressful. It can be really distracting and heavy. All right. So even while walking through this garden or this valley or the shadows, right, please find you some happy. Where is your happy? What are your hobbies? What are you doing to tend to your spirit? What is feeding you? That is so important. Do not neglect one for the other. This is all about balance. I've seen folks want to write books and have stories and talk about how balance doesn't exist. You do. Okay? Balance. Everything in its time, everything with measure, with reason. So pursue. I am a fan of bath bombs. When I tell you I love a beautiful, good bath with some wonderful candles and some scents, I either got my movie going maybe, or I have a book going, or just some pure silence, maybe some tones. I love that. That is for me. Just one of the things that I do. You guys know I write every day, whether it is poetry, whether it is novel, whether it is thought or prompts. I'm writing daily. That feeds me, it stirs my creativity, keeps me strong and connected, aligned even. Okay, so what do you need? What do you do? What do you have that feeds your happy and that aligns your spirit? Important, especially when you are banging the drum and insisting on change or pressing. You are bringing it to life through you, using your energy, your time, your energy, desire, bringing these things to life. You must tend to your mental, spiritual, emotional health. And one of the ways you can do that is through some self-love, self-care. All right, definitely have to pass that reminder. I see this number. One moment, please. Let me pop. You see these comments. Hey, what's up? How are you? And I'm going to pop this up there too. So make sure you guys hit the like button. I never do ask that. I didn't even cross my mind. Hit the like button. I do ask you guys to follow, but I will also ask you to share. If this is, if you found value in the content, definitely engage and also share it. Share it. All right. I'm looking forward to this month's of podcasts. I've got some fun stuff going on. You definitely want to pull up on the 29th. It's going to be some mischief in the water. We're going to be having a fun conversation. I'm not letting the cat out the bag yet, but it's going to be fun. There's poets involved. There's mischief involved. Definitely the minister of mischief, and I'm happy to bring it to you. Let's see what else is on the page. July 12th, like I said, come through Manatee County for the Seafood R&B Festival. At 1:30, I will be taking the microphone and beasting it for about 15 or so minutes. Come on through, let's play, and then eat and dance and enjoy the day. And I'll also be there on the 13th serving. So come through, tap up with Lady Molotov. Melikia K, Courtney is Lady Molotov, by the way. And let's have fun there. Then I'll go August 9th. August 9th, I'm scheduled for a back to school event. And I will be showing up as Melikia K, Courtney. I will not be performing at that unless I am asked to, which is highly possible. However, I am going to be there in my speaker capacity because for those who know, you know, I am a public speaker. And I will be engaging the youth, which is something I freaking love to do. And we're going to be having some honest conversations about where they are emotionally and mentally, and making sure they're equipped with some coping methods that will make the difference in their life, not just in the years right now, but in their life. So I'm out for that Impact August 9th. Tap in with me if you'd like to pull up and support that event too. We will be handing out 500 backpacks. And from what I understand, so Dana is heading this up. Within 2 days, there were already 500 registrants. So it's going to be a lot of people, y'all. A lot of fun stuff to do, a lot of things. And there's help needed. Some volunteers are needed. So if you are willing to volunteer for that August 9th event, it is in Tampa. Tap in. I'd love to connect you. All right. I have said everything I need to say. We are at phase 7 after hit. Okay. I don't know what that means, but okay. So I just want to share so I can see it later when I'm watching through. Yay. Oh, maybe that was about the following or something. But thank you. I appreciate your time. Your presence makes a difference. It's like all love. I am hoping that even though it may feel like the world's falling down around you sometimes, that you are standing strong in who you are and in who sovereign divine God is. Did you know that sovereign divine God still on the throne? Still on the throne. Still got everything under control. While we out here acting out like bad kids. Sovereign God is still guiding. All right. That's we know. All right. I said everything I need to say to you guys. Let me make sure I shared everything I was supposed to share today. And then we're going to just get up out of here. I did give you an opportunity to follow. I'll give you that 30-second opportunity like I normally do. Let me see, where is it? This is your opportunity to follow, like, and share. Oh, maybe that's the wrong one. But go ahead. We'll just rock this for 30 seconds, and that'll give you opportunity. This also is Inverted Love. So Inverted Love is what you heard earlier on the video that I shared. I am Lady Molotov, and Inverted Love is my first release, and the second was Woe to the Dummy. Both fun songs. You can find them across all the streaming platforms. Go and listen to it. Like, listen to it a lot and share it with your friends and have them listen to it a lot too. Good stuff in there. Oh, yada. There's much that I do. We'll talk about that another time because I'm pretty much feeling complete tonight. So with that, much love to you. Have a peaceful evening. Blessings. Button pushing time.
BlastMusic247.com. We're changing the industry one artist at a time.